Welcome back. Tender and supple, that's the description being given to the 1979 Beaujolais Nouveau, now exciting the palates of wine connoisseurs in Europe's most fashionable watering holes. At the stroke of midnight on Wednesday, wine shippers, both professional and amateur, left France to get this year's vintage back first to the waiting public. Taking part was a six-man team from Liverpool who were hoping to raise money for the Lord Mayor's Charity Fund, with a non-stop drive from Beaune in France to Merseyside. Among the team, Radio City reporters Mike Green and Kieran Devaney.
It all started as a mad idea and ended up as a 700-mile overnight dash across Britain and France. Mike Green and I had been mulling over the idea of taking part in the Beaujolais run for several months when we met up with Ian Stubbings, the director of the Liverpool wine merchants Beatties. He had done the run last year in a vintage fire engine and was keen to go again. But with memories of the icy French weather still in his mind, he was looking round for a more comfortable form of transport. Then along came Horseman's, the Liverpool Renault dealers. Why not take 3 of our cars, they said. We got the cars and we also got 2 more team members, Dave Francis and Peter Lewis. Dave Hope, a Liverpool journalist with a loving for wine and a smattering of French, also joined. And that's how 6 Merseyside men came to be racing across France in 3 red, white and blue cars. It was a hectic couple of days with vineyards to tour and French hospitality to taste. And there were a few Frenchmen more hospitable than Jean-Marc Poisson, who insisted on personally conducting some of the party round his massive cellars. He talked to Mike Green.
We have around 4 million bottles of red wines and white wines, and you will see afterwards the cellars reserved to storage of Critter, where we have 7 million bottles in stocks.
And are these bottles constantly coming in and going out, or are they here for many years?
There is both of kind of wines. There is very young wines, 77, 76, and there is also older wines from, you will see, from 1904. 1904.
That's 1904?
Yes.
Yes. Is that the oldest wine you have in the cellar?
I think it is the oldest wine.
And what kind of wine would that be?
It is, the quality is a Corton, I think.
Well, we've come to an archway now, which is covered with iron bars, and through the bars there are hundreds of bottles, and we can just see the labels: the Chambertin 1959, Corton 1950, I think that is. Jean-Marc, what is this section?
Yes, this cellar is a special thing, and you will see in it 2,134 bottles are closed in these cellars. And you will see all the prestigious Grand Cru from the Burgundy, and all these wines are from vintage 59.
These are all very important wines, good wines.
Yes, only the great, I think the great vintage and the great wines from Côte de Beaune and Côte de Nuit.
Worth a lot of money too.
Oh yes, very, very, very expensive.
Why are they behind lock and key?
This cellar is locked by 3 various keys. The first one is in the Hospice de Beaune, the second one in the Mairie of Beaune, and the third in Patriarch here. And these cellars will be open only on the opportunity of the auction sale of the Hospice de Beaune in the year 2000. And the wines will be offered to people for tasting. Et à votre santé à tous.
À votre santé.
Oh, that's delicious. It's a pity Kieran's not here to enjoy it as well.
Well, the reason I'm not with Mike is because I've come out here to the heart of the Beaujolais country where all the work's done. And with me is Dominic Clemendeau's family are one of the oldest wine houses in this part of France. Dominic, what sort of year is it for Beaujolais?
Well, I think it will be an excellent year. We'll have wines with a very nice ruby color, an alcoholic strength of about 12.8, 12.9, an excellent balance of acidity. In fact, I think we'll be very lucky with the 1979 vintage.
And what's the attraction of Beaujolais?
Well, the attraction of Beaujolais is that it's a marvelous wine which immediately after the picking, the wines after 1 month are already marvelous to drink, very soft and with the fruitiness. I think that when you taste the wine, you really think you're biting into the grape.
Well, in just a couple of hours' time, we'll be setting off on our 700-mile drive back to Liverpool. It's going to be pretty hard work, but for you, of course, the work started a long time ago. What have the past 2 weeks been like?
Well, not only the last 2 weeks, but the last 4 weeks have been very difficult, because first we had to select all the wines we are releasing tonight, which is a very difficult job. We have to visit lots of cellars, taste plenty of samples before really finding the best primeurs. And then, of course, we have to prepare the wines, which is very difficult with these very young wines, which have a lot of sediments, and that also we can't bully too much technically to preserve their fruit and freshness. So it has been night and day work for everybody in this house these last 10 days to prepare the 200,000 bottles we are releasing tonight at midnight.
Well, at midnight, we'll be on the run to Liverpool. What will you be doing?
Well, I think we'll go to sleep and have a very long rest after all this very hectic period we had.
Au revoir, Monsieur Ustinov. Au revoir, bon voyage. Rentrez bien. Soyez prudents. So, everybody is nearly ready to go now. I'll start the countdown in about 10 seconds. Of course, most of our drivers are French, so I'll do it in French if you don't mind. So,
Well, I'm standing here with you, of course, but I've got to make the mad dash to my car
ready.
as well.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Allez, allez.
And you'll have to know that both our reporters, Kieran Devaney and Mike Green, returned safely with their cargoes intact. We'll be trying to persuade them to part with some of it later.